Hello and welcome back to Byron's Adventures. We're going to be attacking the Aserai in this episode, and I've actually made peace with the Khuzait. And you may have noticed, I'm not entirely sure if you saw that, but my money is pretty significantly depleted. Yeah, now there's a reason for that, and it's not for the reason that you think. Or is it? It might be. So basically what I did was I spoke to the army that was attempting to besiege the castle nearby. And basically I wanted to try and prevent that from happening. So I spoke to the leader of the army, and as a result, I was able to persuade him to join us. Vipon, I believe, is the fellow's name. I believe we have also attempted to persuade him in the past, and I have had pretty decent success with that. But unfortunately, I had to pay him about, I think, 300,000, which is actually not even that bad. I think 300,000 to be able to potentially steal a fief. I don't know whether I was successful in stealing a fief, but if I did, then that's great. If I didn't, then it's okay, because we kind of weakened the Khuzait a little bit, and that's what we want. We want to be able to weaken them. Oh, yeah. That's my own guy. Anyway, the point is that we want to be able to weaken them as much as we possibly can. And then I decided, hey, okay, I'm going to speak to one of the other remaining enemies in the area, and I spoke to Regea. Hilariously enough, I spoke to Regea, and I said to her, hey, can you join me? And she said, no, you've already persuaded me once. That's not going to work. So I decided, okay, I'm going to instead try to make peace, just to see how much it was going to be, because it's obviously going to be quite expensive. Actually not. It's not going to be that expensive. It was only 50,000. So I decided to make peace with them literally just for the fact that I wanted to be able to focus on a different faction for once, and I am pretty happy with how it went. Unfortunately, I probably shouldn't have spent so much money on Vipon, but I'm pretty happy with how it went, because it means that I don't have to really worry about being attacked from multiple angles any further. And also, we gained a potential vassal that might very well stay with us, who knows? Because of course the persuasion mechanics are a little bit rough at the moment. So hopefully they're going to be a little bit easier to deal with later on down the line. And it seems to me like this is indeed a victory for us. And that's it. There you go. We actually ended up only losing 4 units, which is actually kind of amazing. Now, what I'm going to attempt to do is call for an army, of course, and we will be beginning a siege at Danustica. Danustica has about 650 units in the garrison there, and I'm very much hoping that we will be able to be kind of successful there, actually. I think we'll be quite successful. So we'll see how it goes, but otherwise, that's it. There we go. 132 renown, and we are able to take all of these guys prisoner. Now, technically, what I would say is if these guys were particularly hating us or something like that, I'd probably let them go to try and gain some relation with them. But as they are not hating us or liking us a great deal, I will just take them prisoner just to try and prevent them from running around a little bit more on the world map. I will be rescuing those troops as well, just in case. You never know when it's a good idea to take those guys. And let's have a look at some of the other people that we have down here, so that we can continue to recruit our prisoners and expand our army size as much as we possibly can. And then from there, well, let's take a look at some of the other prisoners. As you can see, these prisoners right here are really, really good. We're going to try and get as many of those guys as I possibly can. Anyone that I can try and persuade to join us, that's going to be fantastic. So, mercenary swordsman, we can go for these guys, I think. We probably want to go for Aserai cavalry. There we go. And some of these guys too. And we got some, yeah, I was hopeful for some Khuzait units, but they don't seem to have any of those. So Well, they do, but they're not going to be eligible for us to persuade them. So anyway, I will just take all of that. Thank you. Very nice indeed. And let's see what the current situation is. So this is exactly what we're dealing with here. I don't think I was able to bring any fiefs over with Vipon defecting from the Crusade. I don't believe he actually brought anything, which is kind of a shame, to be honest. Where is he actually? There he is. Oh, it's actually... Are you serious? It's just him? Okay, well that... I did not realize that. I actually thought that he had more than just one person in his clan. So that's actually pretty bad, considering he also hates us quite badly, as you can see. His relation with us was actually -30, so that makes it even more suspicious that he ended up joining us. I have no idea how that was even possible for him to basically be like, okay, yeah, just pay me, you know, less than anyone else in the entire game, and then I'll join you. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that he's gonna join and then leave very, very quickly. So that's gonna be kind of sad, but it's okay because we tried. You know, we tried. So let's just get as much support from him as we possibly can, and we'll give a little bit more to Incurion as well because we want him to be able to make large armies. And yeah, that seems to be pretty good. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and call for an army. I don't know who can join me. Vipon. Vipon is the only one that can join me. Are you serious? Yeah, that seems to be it. That is actually kind of hilarious. Okay, so I guess we'll try and get him to join us. Oh, hello there. What do we have going on here? It seems like we have the Crusade are actually in wartime with the Aserai, which is actually very interesting. So what I'm actually going to do is we're going to go and help the Sporeon's army. I'm literally just going to go in for an auto-resolve here. And then we are going to take these guys prisoner. Not those guys, that is, but these guys, potentially. There we go, we'll take them prisoner, because I'm wanting to focus on the Aserai. Maybe if I can, I would like to be able to increase our territory by taking Aserai fiefs. That's probably going to be our best bet at the moment, because if we try to do something differently, it's probably not going to work. You know, if we try to fight the Crusade, I mean, obviously it was working, you know, but the reason why I made peace is because I saw another 2 armies with one with 1,000. Oh, there they are. There they are over there, and they're actually besieging Danustica as we speak right now. There's actually another Aserai army over there. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna do something kind of sneaky. So what I'm going to do, I have 16 days worth of food. That should be enough. But yeah, okay, so the Aserai have an army over there. They just took this castle. And I'm going to be a bit sneaky. I'm going to try and utilize our scouting skill as much as we possibly can. Seems like this guy is... Where is he? Why is he going over there? Ah, he's going to recruit some things, isn't he? Yes, he's going to recruit some things. So we are just going to kind of stick around here. And then we're going to wait until the Aserai kind of... Okay, wait a minute. Talas. I think I'm going to speak to him. But anyway, I'm going to wait until the Aserai kind of... get busy, you know. If we can make sure that they remain busy, then that would be great. So let's have a look here. He's traveling a little bit faster than I am, so I'm hopeful that I will be able to catch up to him. Maybe I should actually try and level up a couple of people here. Maybe they'll level up into cavalry or something like that, and then maybe we can move a little bit faster. It's so nice to see how many people actually level up for us right here as well. It's really, really fun to see that. You know, I should really get one of those mods that literally just allows me to allows me to upgrade everything at once. But as I've said before, it's kind of difficult to do that when you don't know about the compatibility problems and everything. I did try to get that that mod that allows me to redistribute fiefs that I have. I think it's called Grant Fiefs. I think someone actually told me about it as well in the comments. And I wholeheartedly thank you for the recommendation. Unfortunately, don't think I'm going to be able to use it. As I said, I think it actually caused me to have crashes. So, yeah, that's kind of unfortunate. Anyway, Vipon is now here, and he actually assisted me without being without being too stupid about things, because I was actually thinking that he would join our army and as a result then make us that much slower, because of course if he joined our army he would have slowed us down by a pretty dramatic margin, but he didn't. He actually decided to use his superior speed to be able to catch the person that I was in pursuit of, which is really quite fantastic. I like it. I like Vipon right now. I think he's doing a pretty good job. I am a bit worried about well, what he's actually going to end up doing, because of course, you know, we've had a lot of problems with faction hopping and things like that. But you know, just gotta try our best. And amusingly enough, in the persuasion attempt of Vipon, I actually had a critical failure. Well, not a critical failure, but you know, I did not succeed at getting a critical success with a 65% chance. Yeah, I would not have expected that one bit. Really would not have expected it. So it's really nice that we were able to actually be able to do something with him. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with how it went. And hopefully he'll stick around. If he doesn't, then I will hunt him down to the ends of the earth, and I will then execute him, potentially. Not entirely sure about that, because there was actually someone in the comments that gave me a really, really nice, detailed comment about how they decided to try and execute every single person that they could. And that's something that Barney actually attempted to do as well, and he actually succeeded for the most part, with the caveat that he was obviously not having the ability to finish because, well, most of the problems were technical, because every single time he would try to execute the last remaining vassals that he needed to conquer the entirety of Calradia, it would crash the game. And that was obviously without mods for the most part. I think he had, like, I don't know, a few mods installed, like 3 mods or something like that. So it wasn't the mods causing that crash. I believe it was actually the game itself. Anyway, there you go. There's a nice victory for us. And as I was saying, that comment was detailing how the fellow attempted to execute as many people as they possibly could to try and eliminate a faction, and it just ended up that you were hated by everyone. You know, you were hated by everyone. You couldn't get anyone to join your faction, and so you were kind of in an endless loop of grinding away at enemies attempting to come out and fight you. And that's the point. That's the kind of thing that you got to be really careful of with executions. So it's probably something that we will also be quite careful of. I'm not really going to just throw, you know, just go full on with reckless abandon or anything like that. I'm going to be very careful about who I decide to execute and when I decide to do that, because if I do it too much, you know what's going to happen. Yeah, everyone's going to start hating us, and we will never ever be able to recruit anyone or try to persuade anyone to join us. And that's exactly what actually I think happened with Vipon. I think I executed someone that was either close to him or potentially close to him, and he does not like that. He did not like that one bit, and that's the reason why we were at a significant deficit in terms of his relation with us. At least I think that's the case. Anyway, let's take a look at our stats here real quick, because I think we do have some traits to spend. Yep, here we go. And we got Elias. Oh, there we go. He actually has... Whoa, he's got a bunch of level ups. Wow, that's pretty crazy. I think less prosperity, less influence needed, shall we say. Ooh, 10% faster village raids. Yes, I like that quite a bit. Let's go for some more leadership right there. And we'll go for some more control skill, just so that he can become even more of a beast in regards to using his bow. Can use any bow on horseback is pretty good too. Alright, so let's actually just go over here, see if anyone needs anything. As you can see, we do have a couple of people that could gain a small upgrade from our loot. And now let's go in. Oh yes, let's go in against Unkid's army. Unkid, I believe, is the leader of the Aserai. Wow, he's actually proving himself to be a worthy adversary here. Even if we outnumber him, he still has a significant power level. That actually frightens me a little bit, because that means that his units are going to be very high quality. So I am a bit worried about that, to be honest. Okay, so let's actually just take a look here. Wow, they're very far away, aren't they? Look at that, 400 meters away. Well, they're going to be coming very quickly at us, so we shouldn't have to worry too much about it. Let's put these guys into a loose formation, put these guys into a shield wall, and I should probably be a bit careful about things as well. Now, someone actually mentioned that I should utilize my horse archers a little bit more by telling them to follow me so that when I actually go in by myself, then they are also going to be firing at the opponent at the same time as when I'm doing that. That's a very good idea, absolutely. Now, the only reason why I would not do that normally is because I don't trust myself not to run my cavalry into the enemy and have them get killed by all kinds of spearmen. That's literally the only reason, because they obviously will try to get to you as fast as they possibly can, and they're not going to try and follow you in exact motions. So while I can do this, for example, as you can see, my horse archers are now going to be running through the opponent. And for the most part, that's probably not the best idea, because they're going to get killed by a wide variety of different enemies. And that is the only reason why I generally tend not to tell them to follow me or anything like that, because I just don't trust myself to be able to have a clear enough line of attack for the allied horse archers to be able to follow. That's it. That's the only reason. That is literally the only reason. Otherwise, I personally feel like if I were to just tell them to charge in, for example, then they're going to have a much, much easier time, because they will be able to gauge the, shall we say, the distance between enemy units and themselves, and they're going to try and be a little bit more, a little bit harder to kill as a result of that. So that's the only reason why I won't do that most of the time, even though it is a good idea. It's just that I'm not that skilled as to make it work as well as it would maybe if you did it, or maybe if someone else did it. It's just, you know, it's a cool idea, absolutely cool idea, and definitely something that maybe I should just try and practice it, you know? Maybe I should just try and practice it a little bit more, and then maybe we'll have a better time of things. I believe I have done that earlier on in the series, but I stopped doing it because of that sheer reason that I continually ran my horse archers into the enemy spearmen, and that was the main reason why I kind of don't do that anymore, because I don't really want to lose like 50 units just because of my own silly mistakes. So, you know, that's kind of it. But it's cool. It is cool. It is a definite cool tactic that I will try to maybe practice around a little bit with it and see what happens. But yeah, as I say, I feel like the AI is pretty good at doing what it does by itself. And there you go, we actually ended up losing 17 units, which is actually not even that bad, and we eliminated not a stronger army, but we eliminated an army that is pretty much easily capable of eliminating us. I think we would have been able to suffer a defeat from them if we had insufficient tactics, I think. I think our strategy was okay, and I think they just literally didn't know what to do. So that's pretty good. And I'm wondering, should I just let these guys go or not? No, I don't think I should let them go, because on the one hand, what I want to do... Wait a minute. These are all troops? Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay, that's actually crazy. Being able to take all of these troops into my army right now, you know what's going to happen? I'm going to eat myself out of house and home. That is literally going to... That is going to happen. Wow. Okay, yeah. Anyway, as I was saying, yeah, if I can remember what I was actually saying. Oh, great. Yeah, I was just absolutely shocked by the enormous amount of rescued prisoners that we are going to be able to take here. But I think you know what I was trying to say anyway. Yeah, so I can't even believe it. I can't even believe it, actually. All right, so I guess I'll just rescue everyone. Oh, we've still got 10 days remaining. Oh, that's pretty good. Okay, that is pretty good. But as you can see, my army is now massive, and it's much too massive, as you can see. So I'm going to have to get rid of a couple of tier 2 units. For example, these militia spearmen. Let's get rid of a couple of those. Am I still over? No, I think I'm pretty good now. Okay, so let's have a look at the prisoners here as well. Wow, this is just... You know, this is the kind of victory that can basically turn around your entire campaign. And this happened this happens quite a lot in Warband, in mods specifically, because if you are playing a mod like Prophecy of Pendor, for example, one of the best mods that you can play for Warband if you don't know, then if you play Prophecy of Pendor and you come across a party that has taken many, many, many people prisoner, and then you're able to release those and recruit them into your own army, it turns the entire game on its head, and you literally are then able to actually do stuff. You know, it gives you so much more control over who you want to attack and so on and so forth. So it's really, really cool to do that. Anyway, it's really nice that we actually did have the opportunity to do that here. So very nice. Really surprised, actually. Okay, so how's Danustica going? They're going to take that. Okay, so the Khuzait are once again increasing their presence in the area, which I am not a big fan of by any means, but I will be taking this castle. And I will literally just be auto-resolving. There is no reason why I shouldn't. It is such a done deal that auto-resolve is going to deal with this very, very quickly. We might suffer quite a few casualties, as you can see right there, but I have enough troops to be able to sustain that. And even though it might not be the best idea, considering, you know, all the various factors, you know, considering I'm now having 171 wounded and so on and so forth, it is, in my opinion, worth it just to get the castle out of the way. And it basically also means that I will be able to give Vipon a fief. And that is, in my opinion, very much worth it. So let me actually just take a quick look here at our... Oh, I can't see. Are you serious? Okay, yeah, sure. Okay, Vipon, yeah, we should probably give it to him. I think Incurion already has one. Yeah, he has a castle. And I'm going to give this to Vipon. He's going to be really, really happy with this, isn't he? He's not going to leave us now, is he? I'm sure he's going to leave us in like 2 seconds, and then he'll take the castle with him. What do you bet? What do you bet that's going to happen? I hope it doesn't, but knowing him, he's kind of a bit of a tricky individual, so we'll see what happens. But I'm actually just going to try and get his relation with us up a little bit more. Did someone actually leave recently, by the way? Did I? Oh. Yeah. We lost Calatilde. Yeah, we lost Calatilde. She decided to take her clan with her again, and that means... Did Tile get taken before? I'm actually not sure about that. Where is Calatilde now? Let's actually have a look. Okay, Calatilde is part of... What? Are you serious? She's part of Botania? Oh, okay. Well, that's interesting. That's not very good, actually. That is not very good at all. The Vlandians don't seem to really be doing anything, which is very strange. Not entirely sure what's going on with them. But anyway, we took the castle, and thankfully now Mr. Fellow here will hopefully be able to... garrison it and all that wonderful stuff. Wow, the Khuzait have so much power down here. It's actually kind of disgusting almost, you know, how incredibly powerful they are, to be honest. Okay, I'm going to disband my army for the moment so that I can just let Vipon do whatever he wants to do in this area, and they are going to be taking this. I mean, I could technically fight the Khuzait again if I wanted to, but I'm kind of thinking that we probably won't. Khuzait and Azurai have just made peace. That's actually hilarious, considering they just took Danustica. That's exactly the reason why, by the way, the various factions that are fighting the Khuzait are having so many difficulties, because they're consistently allowing the Khuzait to take fiefs, and then those fiefs are then, in turn, being... kind of kept on. They kind of have control from the Khuzait, and then the Khuzait make peace with those guys, and then the guys that they took it from are not able to get it back because they made peace with them. So that's generally how things are going here, which is really that's not very smart of them, is it? No, not very smart of them at all. So what we're going to do here, even though I could technically auto-resolve, I think that is going to be quite... Oh, I only have 2 days worth of food remaining. Are you serious right now? Well, it's only 30%. Actually, no, 30, yeah, well, technically 30% of the maximum amount of wall HP that they have. So technically, I might be, you know, I don't think I'm going to be able to do this. Okay, let's just put out 2 onagers and let's just let them fire at the opponent. Can you kill that one? Yeah, nice. Okay, we actually killed that one. Very good. Okay. We have 8 days remaining, technically. Oh, that's interesting. I'm not entirely sure what's going on with that. Okay, well, I guess what I'm going to have to do is literally just end the siege. I didn't want to do that, but it feels to me like I kind of have to. We're going to go over to Vostrum, because that has not been under siege for quite some time, and they might have a decent amount of food. Now, bear in mind that there is another army running around. As you can see, they're actually starving. They're having some starvation mechanics going on there. And, well, I'm happy with that, because that means that maybe they'll be kind of, you know, not too much of a big deal when we actually go back there. Gonna just take every single piece of food that these guys have. And there we go. Nice. Yeah, we also probably want to sell our stuff that we've been able to gain here. And there we go. Yes. Okay, fantastic. Whoa, look at that. 105,000. Give me that. Thank you. I'm pretty happy with it. Did it crash? Oh no, it didn't crash. Wait a minute. Okay, I didn't see. Didn't see that message right there. Okay, you know what? I'm actually just going to reset this real quick, because what I would like to do is I would like to see if I can get, yeah, it's 86,000. Okay, that's good to know. So let's sell all of that. And then we will say yes to that, and then boom, there we go, 105,000. We took everything that they had, which is really good. Okay, so that is really nice. Let's have a look here. We can get some more units leveled up. Wondering whether I should go for some more crossbowmen. I don't really know about that, to be honest, because crossbowmen, while they are very, very powerful at what they do, they're kind of slow, maybe not so good against fast-moving targets. Not entirely sure about that, because, well, we have seen that crossbowmen are actually very good against horse archers. Alright, so now that we have 19 days worth of food remaining, I'm going to go back to Lavenia Castle. I should be able to... The Botanians. Why? Why do they do this to me? Why do they do that? Okay, well, this is going to be interesting. So that means that we now have the Botanians breathing down our necks. Alright, so we have our 4 flaming onagers ready for battle, and let's see whether we do something with them. They might very well just all get destroyed very, very quickly by the enemy catapults, but it seems like we're actually able to get some pretty nice damage on them, and hopefully... Yep, there we go. Nice. Okay, I think that's pretty much a done deal now. Don't think I really need to worry too much about it. Seems to me like onagers are enough. Wait a minute, what's going on here? Myzea has been besieged. Are you serious? Sestadime Castle has been besieged. That's the thing. I have tried my hardest to persuade these guys. Mantios and Pharon, I've tried to persuade them, like earlier on in the series, and the persuasion mechanics are so incredibly difficult to deal with, especially if you don't have a castle to be able to give them something, because let's face it, if you don't have the ability to distribute fiefs in the base game without a mod, then what else can you do? Well, you can take a castle. That's exactly what I did, and I gave it to Vipon. So hopefully he's not going to leave now. But if that's not enough for him, you know, if he wants a town or 10 or 20 or whatever, you know, potentially, you know, depending on how greedy he is. But if he wants that, then what are we supposed to do at that point? Because there's no way that I'm going to be able to take a castle in the short amount of time that he's going to be in our faction, and then he's going to end up leaving. I think actually someone mentioned this in a comment as well. So yeah, it's very true. It's very true that that might very well be the case, where we just don't have the ability to take what we need to take in the amount of time that it takes to, you know, do that. So it's very difficult. It's very difficult to actually make that work. I am actually just going to lead the assault. Don't really care about the other wall being down, even though there's 2,000 HP remaining. Not entirely sure why my onagers weren't able to defeat the various catapults that were around there, but okay. And bear in mind, if you've seen this series all the way from the very beginning, please do bear in mind that we were extremely nice, very friendly individual, and for some reason that has not made any difference to how the enemy treats us in many aspects. So for example, I literally let a huge amount of Southern Empire vassals go in pretty much every single engagement. I was just like, oh, okay, you know, I'll just let them go because I'm going to try and be as honorable as possible, try and be as nice as possible, and that apparently didn't make any difference whatsoever, even though we had 100 relation with all of these clans. It just didn't seem to make any difference. We were just, you know, still fighting the same people. Can I jump on this chest of drawers right here? Oh, I can? Oh, that is actually hilarious. Okay, so now I'm going to be able to do significant damage just literally from poking them from up here. That is so funny. But yeah, anyway, the point is that I was continually taking Southern Empire vassals prisoner all the time. And I had the opportunity to do so, you know, like throw them in the dungeon, so to speak, but I decided to let them go. And I thought, oh yeah, this is going to, you know, pay dividends later down the line. It's going to actually allow me to make some friends, and maybe, just maybe, they will then be more likely to join us in the end game as vassals of ours. And I thought, yeah, that seems like a pretty logical thing to assume. I'm actually going to try and get out of here because it seems as though we are... What are we doing? Why are we retreating right now? What? Okay, that's kind of weird. I don't know why we'd be retreating. Okay, they're going back in now. But yeah, I by the way, I should have built a battering ram and a siege tower here. I would have had a much easier time of it, and that was my bad. That was a pretty big mistake on my part. But anyway, the point is that I was trying to make as many friends as possible in the early game, early mid-game, before we even started our own faction. And then as soon as we started our own faction, I thought to myself, okay, those guys are probably going to end up joining me after they leave their own faction. And, you know, we might very well then be able to gain some pretty strong vassals. And that didn't really work, because the people that I was able to persuade to join us as we run them down, do you see? Look at this. This is crazy. The amount of units in here is just absolutely insane. Anyway, yeah. So I thought, yeah, that's going to work really, really nicely for us. And I tried to persuade them, and yes, some of them did actually end up joining us, and then they promptly left because I didn't have any fiefs to give them. And there comes the dilemma once again, where if I did have a fief to give them, I wouldn't be able to distribute it. And the other thing is, of course, the fact that I would need to take something. And I can't take a castle in literally, like, what, 12 hours or something like that. And that's generally the time limit that the vassals seem to give you before they actually just up and leave your faction after joining it. And so, yeah, I think there needs to be a little bit of a rework on the diplomacy, just tweaking some of the values. It doesn't even need to be, you know, I think that the charm system and the persuasion system is really, really good. Don't get me wrong on that. I think it's really, really cool. But I don't believe the persuading vassals system should be so short-lived, shall we say. I feel like there should just be slightly longer durations on how long a vassal stays in your faction. I think that would probably be really, really advantageous. And it's not going to that's the thing, it's not going to imbalance anything either. It's just going to make it fair, because obviously, as I've said before, if I spend, you know, whatever million, if I spend 1 million, 2 million or something like that on trying to recruit a guy, and then he turns around and leaves after I've given him a fief, then you can kind of see the problem there. All right, so let's just take a quick look. Oh, wow, we've got so many people to level up here as well. Just an insane amount. We're actually increasing our power level so dramatically by doing these sieges as well, because they gain so much experience, everyone. And we basically don't really lose anyone either, which is great. So we're just going to continue doing that. And now that, oh yeah, by the way, now that we are no longer at war against the Crusade, I will start recruiting more Crusade units and start transitioning back to a more cavalry-focused army. Because I've been wanting to do that for quite some time, but obviously with the war going on, it doesn't really make sense for me to, you know, run around enemy territory where I could potentially be attacked at any time, and, you know, all that stuff. So it's going to be quite nice that we have a little bit of extra opportunity to do that. So there we go. Let's take all of the loot, and we will now move on. We have 352,000, which is actually very nice indeed, and I would like to be able to give this to someone. I don't know who I'm going to give it to, though. Oh. Right. Vipon, where are you? Did you leave? Did he actually... Did he... No, he hasn't actually left. Okay, I'm going to give this to Incurion then, just literally for the fact that Vipon couldn't defend his castle. I'm not entirely sure why that happened. Yeah, that is kind of disappointing, to be honest. And it seems like Incurion only has one fief now as well, because his other one got taken. Yeah, Gauss Castle got taken by the Vlandians. Ah, the Vlandians, why? Why are you so much of a pain for me? Okay, yeah, so as you can see, the Vlandians are running around with 1,700 units. I don't know. How am I supposed to deal with 1,700 units? I don't know. I mean, I guess we do have some armies, potentially. As you can see, we can get Yana and Kareth and Panalia, but that's basically it. Everyone else has been defeated quite dramatically. So it's going to be a bit of an uphill battle. I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.